morning everyone and welcome to our English literature class. Today we are going to continue our poem Birches. So open your textbook at page number 10. Students, I will suggest you to read the poem over and over again so that you can learn the poem by heart to help you quote lines from the poem. So far, we have read as the speaker describes the birches bowed down with the load of the ice. He at once has a fanciful idea. He begins to imagine that some boy might have climbed and bent the birches down. The boy who lived far away from the town to learn and play this game, the game of swinging birches, which he could play all alone. The boy has climbed all the birches owned by his father one by one. By doing so, he has bent them. All the branches have become limp and none can stand erect. No tree is left unconquered and unbent by the boy. The boy learns not to come down with the branch swiftly to the earth. Objectives of this poem are: you will be able to explain the poem in your own words, determine the meaning of words and literary devices as they are used in the text, symbolism. Let us discuss lines 41 till 47. So was I once myself a swinger of birches, and so I dream of going back to be. It's when I'm weary of considerations, and life is too much like a pathless wood, where your face burns and tickles with the cobwebs across it, and one eye is weeping from a twigs having lashed across it open. Swinger, the one who swings on the branches of birch trees. Weary, tired, considerations, thoughts about worldly troubles. Pathless, absence of clearly marked path. Tickles, to touch someone lightly with fingers. Cobwebs, fine net of threads made by a spider to catch insects. Weeping, tears which come when something is hit, but here it suggests that the tears do not come as a result of a cut, but because of some inner sorrow. Next, twig, a thin woody shoot growing from a branch. Lashed, hit something with a great force. So was I once myself a swinger of birches, and so I dream of going back to be. The speaker begins this section with a note of nostalgia. What is nostalgia? Nostalgia is a feeling of pleasure and also slight sadness when you think about the things happened in the past. It's when I'm weary of considerations and life is too much like a pathless wood, where your face burns and tickles with the cobwebs broken across it, and one eye is weeping from a twigs having lashed across it open. Now here the speaker says, actually he is lamenting the fact that right now he has many responsibilities. The responsibilities that comes only with adulthood. So he says that when he is weary of daily routine as an adult and surrounded by considerations, surrounded by the thoughts and responsibilities, then life is too much like a pathless wood, and when life becomes very difficult like a forest. Now see, you imagine yourself to be in a forest. What happens? Is there any path to follow? No, there is no path to follow. And when you keep moving in the forest, what happens? Your face gets burned, your face may get tickled with branches, get hurt by the twigs, stick to cobwebs, and your eye weeps. Why your eye weeps? Your eye weeps as if a twig strikes it. So, life is just like a forest, pathless, having no direction, and you get the same treatment in life, which is reality. So, the speaker tells us at that time what he would do to get away from it, to escape from this life, from this forest. Now, let's discuss literary devices. Life is too much like a pathless wood. Now, life is compared to a pathless wood, simile, and here metaphor also, as life is likened to pathless wood. Now, cobwebs. Cobwebs also metaphor, as confusions and difficulties in life are likened to cobwebs. Now see the line, with the cobwebs broken across it. Now here we have a figure of speech, enjambment. Now what is enjambment? Enjambment refers to the continuation of a sentence to the next without a pause. Now when one line continues to the next without any full stop, without any pause, then we have a figure of speech, enjambment. Now look at this sentence, with the cobwebs broken across it. Now see, this is the continuation of the line without any pause. And one eye is weeping from a twigs having lashed across it open. Now here we have kinesthetic imagery. Kinesthetic imagery refers to the bodily actions or movements. Now let's discuss the next lines 48 till 53. Let's discuss word meanings. Get away, escape. Willfully, deliberately. Half grant, grant only half of his wish. In the previous stanza, we have discussed when the speaker will be surrounded by the thoughts and responsibilities. What would he do to get away from these responsibilities? Now here, what does he tell? I'd like to get away from earth a while and then come back to it and begin over. Now what does he say? He says that he wants to get away from this earth, from all these troubles and difficulties or commitments of life a while, for a while. He means to say that he wants a short vacation from these commitments, means he needs a break so that he can come out of these commitments, so that he can get relaxed for some time, and then he would come back to the earth again to resume his earthly duties. The poet is very much sure that he only wants a temporary break, not permanent. He does not want to die, as he enjoys all the pleasures of life. He only needs to get away for a while to regain strength. May no fate wilfully misunderstand me, and half grant what I wish, and snatch me away not to return. What happens when you wish for something? At that time you feel like some God is listening to you. In the same way, the speaker also feels the same. He clarifies the fate not to misunderstand him, what he wants, as he is not an escapist, means he does not want to escape from the reality of life. He does not want to die. He needs only a vacation, a small vacation, because he is a life lover and still enjoying all the pleasures of his life. So, Earth's the right place for love. I don't know where it's likely to go better, as he knows Earth's the right place for love. Now, let's discuss literary devices of these lines. Toward heaven, till the tree, alliteration, as we have T sound. Next, good both going, again G sound, so alliteration, and both going and coming back, symbolic of the poet's desire to have both attitudes, that of a boy and of a mature man, at the same time. Next, swinger of birches, repetition. Now, what is repetition? This represents the significance of a man imagining his childhood instead of believing in reality. So students, your homework for today is read explanation of lines 41 till 53 and read and plan explanation of lines 54 till 59.